Imagine surviving the deadliest weapon ever created. Most people would spend the rest of their lives trying to forget that day. But 3 days later, one man accidentally walked straight into another atomic bomb. His name was Tsutomu Yamaguchi. This is the unbelievable true story of the only person officially recognized as surviving both atomic bombings of Japan. August 1945. The Second World War was nearing its end, but Japan was still fighting. 29-year-old Tsutomu Yamaguchi was an engineer working for Mitsubishi Heavy Industries. He had spent several months in Hiroshima on a business assignment and was finally preparing to return home to Nagasaki. August 6th was supposed to be his last day in the city. That morning, he walked toward the shipyard one final time before catching his train home. At exactly 8:15 a.m., everything changed. A blinding white flash filled the sky. The blast threw him violently to the ground. The heat was so intense that it burned exposed skin almost instantly. Buildings disappeared in seconds. Windows exploded. The shockwave tore through the city faster than anyone could react. Yamaguchi had been less than 3 kilometers from the explosion. Against all odds, he survived. His face and arms were badly burned. His eardrums were damaged. He could barely see. Yet somehow he managed to crawl through the destroyed city searching for shelter. Around him, Hiroshima had become almost unrecognizable. Entire neighborhoods had vanished. Thousands of people wandered through the ruins, burned, injured, and desperately searching for loved ones. Nobody truly understood what had just happened. There had never been a weapon like this before. Despite his injuries, Yamaguchi refused to give up. The following day, he located a functioning railway line. Incredibly, some train services had already resumed. Weak, exhausted, and heavily injured, he boarded a train heading back to his hometown, Nagasaki. He believed the nightmare was finally over. The morning after returning home, his body was covered in bandages. Every movement was painful. His family could hardly believe he had escaped Hiroshima alive, but despite everything he had been through, Yamaguchi insisted on going to work. On August 9th, he arrived at the Mitsubishi office in Nagasaki. Still exhausted and visibly injured, he began telling his supervisor about the unbelievable destruction he had witnessed. He described a single bomb that had erased an entire city. His manager was skeptical. How could one bomb destroy Hiroshima? As Yamaguchi tried to explain what he had seen, the room suddenly filled with an intense white flash. At 11:02 a.m., history repeated itself. A second atomic bomb exploded over Nagasaki. The building violently shook as windows shattered across the office. The blast wave threw people to the floor. Dust and debris filled the air, making it almost impossible to see. For the second time in just 3 days, Tsutomu Yamaguchi had survived an atomic explosion. The odds were almost impossible to comprehend. He escaped Hiroshima, returned home, and found himself standing inside another city at the exact moment it was destroyed. Again, he suffered injuries. Again, he watched buildings collapse. Again, he witnessed thousands of lives changed forever within seconds. But somehow, he survived. Many people have heard this story and assumed he was the only person to experience both bombings. In reality, historians estimate that more than 100 people were present in both Hiroshima and Nagasaki during those days. However, Tsutomu Yamaguchi later became the only person officially recognized by the Japanese government as having survived both atomic bombings.